Okay, all set, ready. So in that case, I don't require to be wearing this. I can talk without that. So Preeti, you can start with your question and then I will explain on that sutta.
Uh, uh, the question that the king beats the criminal first time. When he says, "Is he alive?" Then he asked to beat again 100 times. This way he asked for 3 times.
Correct.
So
It's
what
okay.
is his intention? He thinks he wanted to beat.
Yes. So
What is consciousness role there?
no. I think you have literally misunderstood. So now, what is consciousness? Consciousness is the one which makes you to recognize the object. Okay. So the criminal, the that person, okay, he keeps on recognizing it. So when you recognize, let's say I recognize you, Preeti. And the next time I'll again recognize as Preeti. The next time I'll recognize you as Preeti, even though there is no Preeti at all. What I'm seeing is a body. But what I am feeling is I am seeing Preeti. In the same way, the experience what we are getting on a daily basis is exactly like that. Like a person being hit 100 spears in the first half, 100 spear in the second half, 100 spear in third half. That means you get sight, you get sound, you get taste, you get touch, you get smell, you get thoughts. And the consciousness makes it as though it possesses it. It is its own by naming it. So that's the reason he says that happens due to nama and rupa, name and forms. So for this, the previous sutta what I had sent, just the previous one, if you had gone through this sutta is Padana Pariyapavatta
No, no,
Sutta.
this is from, I think, the only, na?
No.
He says,
Uttamamsa Sutta is one. I had sent another one is SN 22.56, which is Upadana Paripavatta Sutta. First, I had sent this. I said, once you read it, you read the Puttamamsa Sutta so that you can connect both of them. In this, the five aggregates, Buddha explains, and he says that the consciousness only comes if there is Nama and Rupa, otherwise, there is no consciousness. Okay. The example is given in Puttamamsa Sutta and also in the Phena Pindupama Sutta. So, if you look at, pardon?
one more question. When sense organs and the object, for example, I and the object and the content, then immediate consciousness gets arise, no? Then in five aggregates, how consciousness comes at last? Why not at the first place?
What is meaning of first and last? Can you tell me?
No, I understand once as immediate I object and contact. So consciousness arises.
Correct. No. It's not like that. See,
That I understand.
if there is Chakku and there is Rupa, if there is Phassa, then
Yes,
contact
sir.
arises. So in the Puttamamsa Sutta, he gives the Phassa and Mano Sanchetana Ahara, both of them a part of Phassa. Then the Vinyana Ahara. You go back to that another Padana Pariyapavatta Sutta, he explains each of the khandas, which again he says phassa is the reason for Vedana, phassa is the reason for Sanya, phassa is the reason for Sankhara. Right? Now, All of this added together, the Vijnana makes that experience possible. Whatever is felt is made for.
Means they are working simultaneously.
Everything works simultaneously with relation to Rupa. What happens? See, I'll tell you what. You need to break it into three parts. The first part is the Rupa, which is called as Loka, actually. Okay? Any Rupa. That is, you have Rupa, that is, you have a Rupa Loka, Arupa Loka, Kama Loka, three Loka. Got it? Now, for the Kama Loka, you require the gross Rupa. For the Rupa Loka, you require subtle Rupa. For the Arupa Loka, there is no Rupa. Fine? But the starting point is Rupa. The first set. Then the second set, what we call as mind, is mental. When we say mind, it includes five senses and the mind, which is the sixth sense. Okay, there are six sense doors. Clear? So first we'll take the five senses. So the eye, ear, nose, tongue, and the body. All of these are individual. If the eye gets contacted, then there is no ear getting contacted, there is no nose getting contacted, there is no tongue getting contacted, and there is no body getting contacted. How do we know? If you are watching something, you will forget the other senses. You cannot feel anything in the other sense door. This you have to try it out. If you are eating, and if you are eating by totally looking into it, other senses will stop. There is no consciousness there. Clear? So when he says chakuncha paticca rupe upajjati chakku vinyanam, that means at that time only the sight is there, nothing else will exist. Then the sound comes, the sight goes away, replaced by sound. Then the taste comes, then the other two will go away. So like that, each one will be only experienced at any point in time. This you have to really experience it. It's not by theory. So you have to really watch what is happening. Okay? Then you come to the sixth sense door, which is the mind or mano. What it does is that it collects everything and makes some figure or some shape, something about it. Okay. Now for that is called a Dhamma. Fine. Now when we have Dhamma, there are all Dhammas, not only one Dhamma, all Dhamma, including the sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. All the Dhammas will come together, and this mind will make a outer cover to experience. And when consciousness comes over there, you really feel that you are experiencing something. Got it? Now, in the Buddha Dhamma Sutta, especially, he is talking from the Nama Rupa, which is happening in the mind, in the sixth sense door with consciousness. So, avidya pacchaya sankhara, sankhara pacchaya vijnana, vijnana pacchaya Nama Rupa. Now, this goes in circle. So, Nama Rupa gives rise to vijnana, vijnana gives rise to Nama Rupa. So, it is going in Patisamutpada cycle in the mind. So when you have Nama Rupa in the mind, like I am calling you Preeti, I experience Preeti. Okay. Now what happens with Rupa? You have Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara. Then the last one is the Vijnana, which is a magician. So in the Hena Pindupama Sutta, he says Maya Mayamidam Vijnanam. So that means this Vijnana is like a magician who adds up these two, that is the rupa with the mind, and is experience, meaning who experiences? The mind experiences. There's no person who is experiencing. The mind itself experiences itself with the vijnana. So when the vijnana arises, it arises with the nama rupa. When the vijnana passes, when the nama rupa passes away, the vijnana passes away. So what he says, nama rupa samudayo vijnana samudayo, nama rupa nirodho vijnana nirodho. So when the nama rupa arises, that is when you recognize the object, then vijnana also arises along with that. It's co-arising. When the nama rupa, when the nama rupa is gone, now you have to understand what is this nama rupa here. So there are 5 things in nama and 8 things in rupa. Yeah. If you miss that, you will not get it. So now let us take an example. Now what I am seeing is a person sitting there, a being, satta, called as Richard, and another satta called as Preeti, another satta called as Kalpana. This is called as, named as, given name, right? Is Richard there actually? Is Preeti there actually? Is Kalpana there actually? No. What is there is the rupa only, which is the form. But what am I calling in the mind? Or what am I identifying in the mind? I am identifying Richard, I am identifying Preeti, I am identifying Kalpana. It is like taking a spear and hitting. It turns painful. Why? Because I need to keep on recognizing. Every time I need to keep on recognizing, oh, this is Richard, this is Preeti, this is Kalpana. Now we might say we don't really recognize like that. Mind is very fast, so it has memory. The sati, so it remembers. Fine. So when, even though yesterday Richard was different in his body, today he is different in the body. The moment I see him, he says, I say to him, Namo Buddhaya Richard. Even though your age is increasing, like his age is increasing, my age is increasing, Kalpana's age is increasing, but when we meet, I say Namo Buddhaya Preeti, Namo Buddhaya Kalpana, and then you will also wish me. Is it the same body? No. Is it the same Vedana? No. Is it the same Sanya? No. The same Sankhara? No. Is it the same Vijnana? No. But Preeti, Kalpana and Richard are considered as Nitya Sanya. That is not going to change. Yes or no? That's like taking a spear and hitting. There is no escape. Is there any point in time, Preeti, have I ever felt that you are not Preeti? Or forget about I asking you whether you are Preeti or not. Is there any time, Preeti, you have felt that I am not Vilas? No. So now you are identifying this Rupa to be Vilas. Because you have a Vedana due to Phassa. Phassa Samudayo, Vedana Samudayo. Phassa Nirodho, Vedana Nirodho. Phassa Samudayo, Sanya Samudayo. Phassa Nirodho, Sanya Nirodho. Phassa Samudayo, Sankhara Samudayo. Phassa Nirodho, Sankhara Nirodho. Now, for some reason, I don't want to let go of this experience. What experience? I don't want to let go of this experience of Preeti and Kalpana and Richard. I don't want to let go. I, in the sense what? The mind doesn't want to let go. That means it's being hit like this all the time by Vijnana. That's the meaning of it. So he's saying in that sutta, if you read, he says that one who understands consciousness has understood everything. Correct? Why? Because you are identifying. The mind feels the person really being there when it is not there at all. There is no person, there is no satta as such, as Preeti at all. See, that day I had asked one question: who comes first? The name comes first or the form comes first? The form comes first, and then you name it. So after you were born, you were named Preeti. Nobody asked your permission. After now you have 2 children. After your son was born, then he was named, not prior. Now, second question: is the body growing because of you, or is body growing because of food? Ahara samudayo, rupa samudayo. Ahara nirodho, rupa nirodho. So is the body growing by itself? Yes, by food. Are you making it grow? No. Now, third one: if the body is growing by itself due to food, can you name it whatever you want? Yes. I can name it as a father, I can name it as a son, I can name it as a husband, I can name it as brother, I can name it as a relative, I can name it as a cousin, I can name it as an uncle, I can name it whatever I want. Nothing is going to change. If I keep on naming like this, it's like taking a spear and hitting. And the fourth one, very important one: if you are naming it, can you set a relationship? Yes, I can set a relationship. Now, through consciousness, I am setting a relationship as what? Oh, he's my uncle, he's my cousin. The same body. The body only. There is no person. No uncle came. But I say, I saw my uncle. When? Which uncle? You never saw an uncle. You imagine an uncle in this body. Whereas my son, who comes and talks to me, he says, hello, father. Then what happened to the uncle? Nobody knows. And then the wife comes and she says, he is my husband. And what happened to father? And what happened to uncle? Then somebody else will come and say, he is my brother. See, you look, same body. Thing has changed. How many people have happened now? 4. One son, one father, one husband, one father, like that. We already have 4 of them, and we can add many. This is what consciousness is doing. It is helping in hitting all the time. Isn't it pain now that you have to now or I have to become an uncle now? If somebody comes and say, hello uncle, how are you? I need to think I am uncle and I am going to respond. And my son comes and says that, father, you had kept that here, why don't you give it to me? Now immediately I need to change myself as a father and do something. Then somebody comes and says, you are my husband. Now that uncle is gone, your father is gone, and now I am in a husband state. Then somebody comes to me, he gives me a call from the office, and now I become a colleague. Then I become a manager. Then I become something. So this is called bhava. You keep on becoming something or the other. This body, where is so many people? Where are they? There's not even one person. Have I seen Vilas? No. I have never seen Vilas. Till date, I am at present 50. I have never seen. This is what is called as taking a spear and hitting 100 spears. And the person comes and asks to the king. The king asks, "Is he dead?" He says, "No. Give him another 100." And then they hit him and come back. And the king again asks, "Is he dead?" "No." Hit him again. Isn't it the same thing which is happening to us? You were never an aunt. Now somebody calls you aunt. You were never a mother. Somebody calls you a mother. You were never a sister. Somebody calls you a sister. Somebody calls you a daughter also. If you have a mother, she will call you daughter. If you have a father, he will call you daughter. And you are going to call them father and mother. This is how Nama Rupa works. Any questions? Clear? 100%? Sure. Richard, you have any question on this? This is the most important of the 5 aggregates, Vijnana.
For me, is it not so important because I previous know that the khandas doesn't exist
Okay.
and that everything what really exists is the anicca behind the khandas.
Yes, so now if you go by the anicca meaning of in khandas, there are 25 of them in one and 25 of them in another, totally 50. Okay. So if you really were to contemplate like that, you want to go only by anicca way and not by the 5 khandas, then what you need to do is you need to have udaya and vyaya. 2 things. Okay. Udaya has 25, 5 into 5, and vyaya has 25. So in the udaya side, you will have for rupa, you will have avijja, then you have the second one is tanha, third one is kamma, fourth one is ahara, fifth one is nibbati lakhana. These are the 5. Of 5, this 25. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. Now come to the Vaya. In Vaya, you will have Avijja Nirodho, Rupa Nirodho. Then the Tanha Nirodho, Rupa Nirodho. Then Kamma Nirodho, Rupa Nirodho. Then the fourth one is the Ahara Nirodho, Rupa Nirodho. Fifth one, there you have Nibbati Lakhana. Here you have Viparinama Lakhana. So Viparinama Lakhana, Rupa Nirodho. That becomes one set. One set of 25 Udaya, 25 Vyaya become 50. Now when you go Udaya Vyaya, Udaya Vyaya, Udaya Vyaya in meditation, then you get Aniccanupassana. That brings in dukkha. So I'm not sure whether you have really practiced in that way. The second one is tough. So the first one is easy. So in the Chula Vedala Sutta and in the Mahavedala Sutta, the first one is indicated, not the second one. The second one is good for people who really can penetrate into 5 into 5, 25. So if I were to explain that in English, avijja is ignorance, and tanha, it is craving. Kamma is the deed. Fourth one is the ahara, which is the food. The fifth one, nibbati lakkana. Nibbati means development. So the child gets developed. So you need to know the stages of jati. Then it is a nibbati. in that. Okay, jati, sanjati, okanti, like that. Then you have nibbati, abhinibhatti. That nibbati lakkhana means development. So, in these five, due to avidya, you get tanha. Due to tanha, you get kamma. Due to kamma, you get ahara. Due to ahara, you develop it. So that goes in circle now. Then you have understood it that, oh, this is rupa. It is just the Shuddhastaka, that is the pure eight. That is, you have Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja. These are the 8 ones. So now that you understood it, you do a Rupa Nirodha. So that is, it becomes Avidya Nirodha, that is, the ignorance is gone, the Rupa is gone. Like that, 5. Then Vedana, then Sanya, then Sankhara, then Vijnana. So you have to do a contemplation of 25 Udaya, 25 Vyaya, and that is called Udaya Vyaya Jnana. That will give you anicca, only anicca, nothing else. So if I say that the in-depth anicca I have understood, meaning I am gone beyond anagami stage, now I am at the arhat phala samapatti, then I can see this individual in that rupa, in that vedana, in that sanya, in that sankhara, in that vijnana. So you cannot leave the 5 aggregates. You can understand anicca through the 5 aggregates. So that is the reason Buddha says rupam aniccam, vedana anicca, sanya anicca, sankhara anicca, vijnana anicca. The anicca portion is this 50 of them. So to understand the 50 of them, first we need to know what is rupa, what is vedana, what is sanya, what is sankhara, what is vijnana. That you will start with Pena Pindupama Sutta. Then you get clarity on that. Then we have to come to this Upadana Parivatta Sutta, SN 22.56. That we need to completely understand. And after that, we have to come to Putta Mamsa Sutta. Once we are established in these 3, that means we have understood the ahara and we have understood everything else related to that, then it breaks. So that holding on, upadana, will break. Once the upadana breaks, then the bhava is not there. Because of that, jati is not there. Then the jara, marana, soka, all that is not there. So the avidya breaks. Because avidya breaks, there is no sankhara. Because sankhara is not there is no vijnana. Because vijnana is there is no namarupa. Because namarupa is not there is no salayatana. Like that. The entire chain is broken. Then that nirodha, when we experience, that nirodha you are experiencing through anicca. So you can experience the same nirodha from 2. One is anatta, one is anicca. For both of them, you need to penetrate dukkha. So you will really see the dukkha. Oh my goodness, this is too much. That I was wasting my energy on something which really truly doesn't exist. So then you are penetrated into vijnana. That is, your mind lets go of its hold. So the vijnana gets released. So vijnana nirodha. So when the vijnana nirodha, out of the 5 aggregates, the vijnana gets nirodha, immediately rupa nirodha happens. And when the rupa nirodha happens, what is left is only the mind. That is vedana, sanya, sankhara. Vedana will become neutral. That is when it becomes upekha. So if vedana becomes upekha, then sanya also becomes upekha. And the sankhara will become samatha, meaning it will become tranquil. So the mano sanchet, that is kaya sanchetana, chakku sanchetana, sota sanchetana, ghana sanchetana, jivha sanchetana, kaya sanchetana, mano sanchetana. These are the 6 sankharas for 3 kinds. That is kaya sankhara, vachi sankhara, mano sankhara. So it breaks. Once it breaks, you have penetrated anicca, you have penetrated dukkha, penetrated anatta, then you have penetrated asubha, all the 4. Leading to the arhat phala samapatti. So now you are an arhat. This is the step. So, first we need to break either is rupa. That is the reason he says you practice the 32 parts of the body, because that is more easier than breaking vijnana. Vijnana is magician. You cannot easily find the magic what he's doing. So it's better to look at the rupa. That's more easy than the vijnana. So you start with rupa, then the vedana will become upekha through vijnana only. Because vijnana opens up like this, you feel relieved. The mind doesn't hold on to, latch on to it. Because it doesn't latch on to it, you see the rupa as it is, which is called yatha bhuta jnana. So you see things as they are, not as they seem to be appearing. So this gets refined from sotapanna to sakadagami to anagami, and it becomes permanent at arahat. And then you have penetrated complete anicca. At present, Richard, I am yet to penetrate to that level. I am able to penetrate the first stage. I am able to penetrate the second stage, but not the third stage. That is 25 plus 25, 50. I am not able to do that. I am practicing it, but I am not able to do that. If it happens, then 100% arhat. No doubt. It breaks everything. It literally breaks everything. Then I have established anicca anupassana, meaning I now my sanya is anicca sanya instead of nicca sanya. So that is at arhat. So if you truly have been practicing anicca on the 5 aggregates, when the 5 aggregates completely is removed from your mind, it means you are working on these 50. So where do you find that? It is in the Jnana Katha, and in that you have to go to a section called as it is Udaya Vayajnana. In that section, he starts with what is Udaya Vayajnana, and in that he says what is anicca, and then he starts explaining how anicca gets formed. And then he explains each one of these 5 of them into 50, meaning 5 into 5, 25 and 25, and you have to do it in continuous, so that it becomes 50. Once it do that 50, breaks. That's the next level practice. After we finish these 3, that is Pena Pindupama Sutta, followed by the Upadana Paryapavatta Sutta, then the Putta Mamsa Sutta, then we can go there, because by that time our mind is refined. That's a beautiful place to be. If we really get that in our experience, that the Udaya Vayajnana, you're done. There's nothing, there's no rebirth after that. Absolutely safe. You're always in Nibbana. So you need to verify, Richard, what exactly are you really experiencing on anicca. Just check it out and see whether this makes sense. If you are following that, it is very good. Actually, that is how we should develop. If you're developing it, is very nice. Because you will see, in the end, only anicca stays, nothing else is there. That is true. You only get 2 things, viparinama and anicca. That's all. Good. What's the time now? 9. Any other question? Kalpana, it's been long time. Maybe you can ask some questions.
Namo Buddhaya, sir.
Namo Buddhaya, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay, very good. Or you can share some experience from your
Nowadays, I am listening only to you.
Okay.
Last few days I am very busy to all these things. And
Okay.
after that, I came from Sri Lanka. I
Right.
went to Sachi also, Sachi and Ujjain. So when I come back, so my grandson is in my house. So that is distance
Okay.
Moscow.
Right. So, Richard, just to tell you that she has become a bhikkhuni. So she has got ordained.
Yeah.
Yeah, there she is.
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya once again. So how is the feeling after you became bhikkhuni?
Very calm and peaceful.
Okay.
I like that my life of Bhikkhuni.
Okay.
No any thinking and all
Okay.
and knowing all the time Dhamma, Dhamma, Dhamma.
Very good.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So if we don't have any further question, we can end for today and meet on Monday. We can take something else on Monday.
Yeah. I will call tomorrow morning. Can I?
You can call me tomorrow morning, or if we all want to meet tomorrow evening, also we can meet. I have no problem. So if you have any Dhamma topic, I am always for Dhamma.
Oh,
Yeah, tomorrow you
thanks,
can.
sir.
Tomorrow in the morning you can call me. Not an issue.
Yes, sir.
Okay then.
Namo Buddhaya, sir.
Namo Buddhaya to all of you. Thank you.